Thank you. I forgot that I had the mic muted. And I guess I was talking to myself for a bit. But yeah, okay, we are at 11 a.m. So I'm worried about Kirubutai, Jaws music, making its way out of the Java Sea. I did correct the following. Kirubutai is now following the battleships instead of the other way around, which is what got Kirubutai caught out by cruisers 3 times in a row last turn. So let's find out what happens. Well, we occupied that. Few reactions, but nothing really happening. And I'm curious to see what the hell that is. It says it is 2 battleships, but Force Z was way too far away to make it that far in a single turn, even at full speed. Okay. Nothing really happening there. And we're still going at him, which is a plus. And our depth charges are still exploding too shallow. Lot of subs over here. Okay, that's a torpedo. No, that's a patrol boat. Okay. For a second there, I thought that was an AKL, and I was very confused. Ooh, holy shit. Oh, buddy. Oh, no. Well, this is happening, so that's a plus. Well, I think I know the result of this attack. Wow, that took a lot. Does not go down yet. What is this? Okay, there goes the ship. Dutch subs over between the Philippines and Formosa. I think the Yamagiri Maru will be going down. Not yet. Oh, shit, music. What is the task force over here? And they are traveling fast, too. Sub escaping detection. Damn. What is the task force? I have no idea what is over there. If it actually is battleships, I'm going to be very, very concerned. Yeah, I don't think there are any fast battleships over on this side of the Pacific. A light cruiser? Hold on, what? A lot of subs over here. What is ABDA? We are definitely not moving through the Java Sea fast enough. I do not want to go full speed anymore because I might not make it to Bab el Dab. Oh, okay. Thank you, Paradigm. So the Flying Tigers are sweeping Chiang Mai, I think. No Allied losses. Still bombing Hong Kong to try and get this base occupied as quickly as possible. It's only a little bit because most of my efforts are focused on the Philippines. But I figured I could spare a couple of squadrons. Clark Field taking a beating. Only 7 casualties. All of these bombers on a ground attack mission, but we were only able to get seven troops. Yeah. Sweeps continue to be ineffective because I'm guessing there is nothing there, but I'm gonna keep sweeping just in case it's some kind of ruse. Yes, I have moved, I think it's the 107th, from Canton down to Hong Kong. I could have sworn I changed that over from Alor Star. Oh, the runway keeps getting damaged. Oh, we inflicted 38 casualties over Yichang. Georgetown taking hits as well. Looks like I missed that base. Qingting taking 57 casualties in that airstrike. Ground ground attack at Tavoy. Perhaps I should be lowering the altitude a little bit. Maybe 5,000 feet? Yeah, it's always a careful balance between getting shot out of the sky or actually inflicting good damage. Okay. It's also possible that Tavoy is completely empty and everybody is falling back to Rangoon. "29 casualties reported at Wu Chao. "19 over Chushin. Oh hey, guess what? I've got cap over Miri. Although I really would like to get a 0 squadron there instead of the Nates. Chiang Mai is really getting harassed. Probably having to do with the fact that I know about Slash's little backdoor attempt over here. Do we have more Nates coming in? Did not look like it. 2 runway hits. That should be minimal damage. 3,000 feet? Looks like I need to get an AA squadron there. Or an AA ground unit. 13 Blenheims. So now that I've switched from offensive to Rangoon to defensive, yes, I'll show the research and development. But yeah, now that I've switched from offensive to defensive, he has switched from defensive to offensive. Well, we are causing a little bit of damage. That's a lot of hits. Yeah, that's not a lot. Of course, I think several were damaged when I flew them all the way across the South China Sea. But hopefully this helps to deter my refineries getting bombed. Okay, so the fortresses are faster than my Nates. Hello, Joe. Nothing much happened. Akagi missed a torpedo fired from a Dutch submarine, and not much else. Yes, definitely need to get zeros there. Fortunately, we were able to get a couple of the B-17s turned away. We damaged 7 of them. I'm guessing I also need to... Haha. Okay, so there's more there. I just don't know what else. That's a submarine tender. That's a good damn target. That ship should be going down. That's a lot of hits. Yep. Alright. Is there anything else that we can hit over there? I'm glad I took out that submarine tender. That's going to be good news for any ships traveling through the Java Sea. Hello, Carl. More ground attack at Johor Bahru. 20 casualties. I mean, there's still 20,000 troops there, but it's something. I missed one. Crap. I'm gonna lose all of those Bettys. Yeah, I will definitely be moving some zeros over to Miri. No casualties in this raid. I really need to start pounding Johor Bahru. Can we get some hits, please? No, of course not. But at least the dragon is on fire. I'm pretty sure there's a joke there somewhere. I'm guessing Slash sent those cruisers to Bab el Doab in order to, I don't know, sink some merchants. I did choose Lunga for the fact that the airfield maximum size is larger than that at Tulagi. I also have cruisers traveling down to the Solomons in order to keep those troops safe. Ooh, I'm unsure about how this is going to go. Well, we caused the Chinese to retreat. That's a plus. Wow. I did not realize that our assault value was that much better than the Chinese. Oh my god. That's almost 10,000 casualties. Oh, the ops mode. Of course. Holy shit. That makes me feel happy. Yes, that was lucky. That was very lucky. Go ahead and skip past this. And Hong Kong fortifications have been reduced to 0. I could have sworn this number was larger last turn. I mean, I'm not complaining, because now we outnumber them, shit, like 6 to 1? 4 to 1. Yep. I should have done a shock attack here. Oh. Never mind, I did. We did end up destroying one unit. This is also a good number here. I really need to get this rail hub cleared up. That way I can move anything over here a lot more easily to this area. Alright, that seems to be the end of the replay. I don't have enough garrison at Shanghai? Okay, let's take a look at this before going to the research and development. Fort Moresby getting some radio transmissions. Last turn, I did end up getting heavy volume of radio transmissions at Pearl Harbor twice, so I'm not sure what's going on over there. I do have subs kind of clustering around Pearl Harbor, though. Hopefully try and catch something. Get over there. What specifically did you want to see with R&D? Well, let's see. 4 are researching the A6M2 in Rufe. 3 are researching A6M3. Mebashi is researching A6M5DS0. Trying to get some SAMs, some B6N1 Jills, a Grace, a couple of Merts, D3A2 Val, 2 different types of Judys, Paul, L. Betty, 3 different other types of Bettys. Mavis, Emily, different Emily, 2 different Irvings. Yes, we do have player-defined upgrades turned on. KI-43 2A Oscars. More Tojos. Couple of Nicks. A Dinah. 2 varied. Okay. I'm not going to get these for a long time. Any recommendations? Wait, which one's the jet aircraft? KI-201. That's the jet aircraft that I need to... I'm not seeing a 201 though. Lots And lots of options here. J8M. Let me figure out what to do with the 202s first. I wonder what the difference between the A6M3 and the A6M3A is. Probably the A6M3. The Rufe? I don't have anything going on for that. A6M8 in late 42? Good call. Now, where did that go? Sit down with a spreadsheet, huh? I believe so. Let's see. Do you mean the first strike at the Homeland voice? The voice chat? Because I'm not seeing any other first strike. Hello.
Hello. So yeah, it's just Prophet's restrict.
Hold on, let me turn down my the volume on my music.
So yeah, it's only available if you send a message to XTRG that you watch the Deadman. So it might not be available for you.
Oh. Yeah, I will definitely be messaging him then.
Because basically what he's done is prune it down to about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 types of aircraft.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think you've made that much of investment. By the way, Pirate, I can't hear you.
I'm not seeing anything right now.
What do you mean?
I'm not seeing anything right now.
He's not saying anything right now.
Ah, because your mic was on for some reason.
Probably
No.
some background noise.
Probably fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's background noise.
Yeah.
Let me just like this little bit there.
Alright, so I will be messaging him for first strike access.
I'll also check if I can find that PDF with the proper stats, that thingy on the Japanese planes.
So then, in that case, I think I should not do any upgrades just yet until I get access to the information that you guys are pointing me towards.
Yeah.
I'm curious, have you set up the training as you should? Or
Yes, yes. I did have,
Infinite?
I can't show that here. It's the Japan Revision B Admiral Edition setup spreadsheet.
Alright, good.
Yeah. I followed a lot of that. I think I followed too much of it since it is versus AI. And that's what ended up getting my ass kicked in the first week of the war.
Yes, I heard about an incident involving your carrier that it didn't go too well.
Well, it went better than it could have. Slash admitted to me that he showed a bit of mercy when
Showed restraint so that way he could continue the series and continue basically
Yes.
just beating you.
Yes.
It's funny because he actually like when I was telling him that, like, you know, when this was over, however long that took, I would be happy to, you know, play against him. And it's funny because he actually ended up basically saying that I seem to have a joy for planning to basically kick his ass. When meanwhile, he's basically laughing about what he's doing to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're beating up a noob. Why do you feel so proud about that? Why do you feel so good about that? You shouldn't. It's just like, and then meanwhile, look at him.
So I've sent you a message on Discord. That should be the flowchart for Japanese planes for scenario 2.
Okay. Ooh, a PowerPoint. Neat.
So that thing gives you the expected date, what type of thing it has, good thing, bad things about the plane, so on.
Okay. I will definitely be giving that the old look-see.
And yeah, it also shows you what the upgrade path is, so you can make free upgrades instead of having to pay extra.
Okay.
Like having to rebuild your factories because some got damaged because you switched to the wrong type of aircraft.
Oh. This is still saying 2 battleships. That cannot be right.
What, 2 battleships, what, that have been sunk?
South of Davao.
His or yours?
His.
His.
Oh, they could totally be battleships.
I'm unsure.
If he, well, like was 4C damaged at all?
It took a small amount.
Did the battle cruiser? Alright, is Repulse and Prince of Wales? Do you know where they are, or where they last were?
I did.
And how long ago were they?
They were over here in the Java Sea trying to hit Task Force 5.
It is entirely possible for them to move that far and get there.
Well, they were spotted here last turn. That is way too
9
far.
9 turns, that's okay, that's alright, that's cruise speed.
They could. It's actually quite possible that there is the Repulse and Prince of Wales there. Punish him if you can.
I would love to be able to.
Also, how badly damaged are your carrier task force?
Your carriers close and get the G-force at Bubble.
Well, Abu Dhabi should have a lot of G4s ready to go.
Yeah, and also torpedoes ready, if you haven't moved the command there.
I do have a command on the way. There. No, that's Ternate. That's heading to Naga.
Right. This is important. With your landings, what day is it? It is December
15th.
You should try and start to make plays towards taking more of the East Indies. You ideally want to take the Dutch East Indies by, within the first 2-3 months of the game, or at least the majority of it.
Okay. I do have. Where are they?
Also, with the Mersing forces, it's easier to move the forces down and take Johor Bahru to cut everyone off than to just go across the railroad, as it were. At least it's more effective that way. Because it means that the forces there could potentially get pushed to the north, which means they won't be able to bother you at the fortress of Singapore.
Okay, I do have.
It's a bit late for that now.
Yeah, I do have both of these hexes traveling south into Johor Bahru.
Alrighty, at least you have managed to pull off the gambit successfully. That is pretty much what matters.
Oh, yes. I was hoping that it would be a success, and it is, and that makes me very happy.
The next things you should probably try and go for are Palembang and Singkwang.
Sumatra.
Singkawang, I do have. Where is it that?
Singkwang is the western side of Borneo and
Oh yeah. I was looking for the landing force that I have loading up somewhere. Are they still at Samah? No.
It should be at sea then, if it's not there. Is that it?
Here we are.
Singapore invasion. Yeah, might be.
They're in.
Here's a word of advice with that. Be sure to load up an air HQ as soon as possible and send it to your newly conquered base. And by that I mean soon to be newly conquered.
Yes.
Build up an airfield there. Put a bunch of G4Ms and other bombers that can use torpedoes, and then just watch as everything in the area just dies.
So speaking of
Additionally,
air
you
unit,
should also be doing some work on trying to take Singapore, as in sweeps over Singapore, and also bombing of it. If anything, just to prevent him from building forts. Because dealing with a river crossing plus level 5 forts is not a nice... Well, it's not exactly nice, even with the limited forces he has.
we do have a rule against Fortress Palembang.
Yeah,
Yes,
it doesn't mean he can't build a Palembang. He just can't put troops in.
Oh,
You just can't massively build it up, which means, you know. So what you should do is you should just try and land there and take it as, well...
As soon as
relatively
possible.
soon. Yeah, pretty much.
understood.
You're going to want to basically land on some... You want to have a foothold on pretty much every major island of the Dutch East Indies by the end of December.
Okay.
Although Java is the one exception to that rule, because it's understandable not to get there occasionally. Usually that's later on in December or early in the next year. By next year, I mean, you know.
Okay.
Also, if you manage to capture Palembang, it is possible to go south through Oosthaven, the southern tip of Sumatra, and you could have some good. If you have good cover, you can just attack the base south of it with
Batavia
amphibious.
or
It's
Mirak.
not a long trip, so you can just get some forces ready. Just be careful for mines, because trust me, if he knows anything, he'll put a lot of them there.
Yeah.
At Palembang?
It's not on Palembang, at Oosthaven and the base right directly south of it.
Mirak and Oosthaven.
Yes. There will be mines at Palembang, though.
Of course.
Yeah,
And there
more
also
than
will
likely.
likely be some coast guns, though they're not going to be that big. So you can just send a few. So you can just send a little bit of a bombardment task force. Although be careful again because mines.
Right. I do have a few minesweeping destroyers that I will be putting into invasion forces for major cities.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you've watched the last couple of turns of X's battle against Admiral Deadman?
I have watched the replays and a few minutes of his post-replay discussion.
Yeah. Gives you a good thing what could happen. So yeah, those could definitely be battleships.
It is entirely possible for them to be a battleship and a battle cruiser.
Okay.
Worry about them appropriately.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Also, remember, smaller task forces tend to do better. That is a general rule, though, that is not always true. It's just generally better, at least when you have capital ships, anyway.
Right. Oh, well, we
Or
also
forces.
have a rule against several small task forces in a hex.
Yes, I already know about it, but
Oh, okay.
it's not really important if you don't have another task force in the, well, hex. After all, if you just have the task force designed to, you know, be a small raiding task force, and it's all by its own, that little rule doesn't really do anything. Well, that could definitely help you more than to him.
Yeah, those landing forces I think are going to get hurt if you can't intercept the battleships in time.
They are already
Yeah, it's
retreating
going to-
from a surface threat.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
battleships.
Yeah.
Well, what forces do you have nearby? If you can engage them at night, you have them dead to rights, as long as you have a good force.
Well, I've got...
9 times out of 10, the 2 Congos will actually be able to deal with them.
Well, Congo has been damaged in the engagement versus Force Z, and they are also out of ammo.
Yes.
Okay,
I think if they engaged earlier, that's a problem. I
Right.
should note that Congo and her sister ship, Haruna, together with their little starting task force, those can usually take on Force Z without too much problem. Usually, at worst, you'll lose a few destroyers. That's the usual, though.
Let's see, Haruna still has 5 days at Cameron Bay with repairs.
What happened to that?
I think it was mostly just engine damage with running full speed for too long.
Well, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Your position is not exactly enviable at this moment in time.
Oh, I know.
But you can at the very least try and take out 4C before it becomes a further problem.
So, what do you have at Bubble Doop or Doop, whatever it is, again?
What do I have at Babaldorb? Mostly just base-related things and a couple of amphibious.
And there's no other support batteries there.
Not yet. I do have something heading over here from. It's either Pescadores.
Well, it's bothersome to say the least. How is China going, by the way?
China is actually going a little better. A little bit. We did have that victory over here in this hex.
Yeah, where you destroyed the enemy unit Chengting.
Okay, here's some plans given your current situation. You could try and probe the defenses of Changsha and see what he has there, and if there's light enough, you could
About
potentially take it with the
120,000
major.
troops and 298 guns.
Repeat it.
About 120,000 troops and 298 guns.
Okay, then never mind.
Yeah, that's
So
going to
then
be a
we'll do
fortress.
Alrighty. In that case, your priority should be taking out the forces at near Kijilang and freeing up the railway so that way you can rail down and focus on Changsha. Your priority should be taking Changsha and Winshao right now. Well, after you're done freeing up the railway, that is.
Right.
Then you either can go and try and push and take pretty much all of the outer bits of China that are closer to the coast, and then push in, or you can try and push towards Sian and then make a push to get to Chongqing through the roundabout way.
Yeah, what one of my plans is taking this major highway north into Sian, while at the same time trying to push in from the south.
You should, if you do that, you might want to go after the communist Chinese stronghold of Yan'an first,
Yeah.
because you could just get cut
your
off
flanks are
easily.
open then.
If you do not do that, you'll just get cut off, and then you'll starve to death.
Okay.
Because communism has a tendency to do that.
I didn't realize that Yunnan was a stronghold.
It's not that much of a stronghold, it's just basically where the communist Chinese forces are majorly set up.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's also historically where the communist Chinese were, if I recall correctly.
And from where they started their big push after the Second World War.
At the very least, it means that we won't have Mao Zedong. If you manage to take it and basically destroy the communist forces there.
Okay. And it looks like in the next turn I will be able to reform the 26th Division.
Okay, good.
Also, an important thing, you should try and get as many tank divisions from Manchukuo as you possibly can to basically start heading down and basically punishing China, because if there is one thing that the Chinese have a terrible time against, it is tanks.
Okay. That's good to know.
They have very little anti-tank, and Horde AV is very effective against them. Artillery is also useful considering the Chinese don't have that great artillery.
Okay, I
Yeah.
don't have enough political points to change the command this turn, but I will next turn.
Alright.
You have the rule that you can't move across borders.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking at this, there is another thing that you could potentially do with the Siam thing. You see that long road that goes all the way to what is that base?
Langchao of Kyushan.
Kyushan, I believe. Yeah, you could actually just drive. You could just basically truck all the way over there and just take all the bases in the back.
In the north.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. They give you a decent amount of points, and there shouldn't really be any resistance there. So
And it gives you oil.
yes, that
Little
is
bit,
another
yeah.
bonus. You don't really need the. If I recall correctly, you don't even need garrisons there, which makes it even better to just nick.
Yeah, I don't see anything mentioning garrison value. This one does.
By the way, I'm going to check the starting thingies. How much you might need.
Starting thingies?
The starting stuff that's there, I believe, is what he's referring to.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, I have a question.
okay.
What is your plan to win?
I plan to win? Which theater?
The war.
Overall.
That is.
Oh. Well,
Generally, the plan involves either taking Australia or India, or if you're really, really crazy, or expect your opponent to be really, really brain dead, like the AI, the United States.
yeah, no, that's not going to be an option.
It
Taking
would
the
be
US.
hilarious. Let's be honest, it would be absolutely hilarious. Even more so if you managed to pull it off. But no, it's not going to happen.
I think my best bet will be India. There's a lot of roads and railroads that I can take advantage of versus Australia, which is...
The thing with Australia that is extremely useful is that works to your advantage more, is with the less rails, you can if you cut it off, say taking New Zealand and then and New Caledonia and such, that means that the only place they can get through is Perth. And if you take Perth, then they're basically completely cut off. Additionally, the centralized rail lines means that taking key points will basically separate his forces. So, and considering most of the rail is right next to the coast, it's, at least in the northern parts, it's actually not that hard to cut them off.
You make a good point.
I'm just looking at the starting forces, and 3 divisions should be enough to punch through pretty much everything.
Another reason why India is actually more difficult than people give it credit for, look at the top left, right of the, the top left of the actual map, and you'll notice 2 very important ports.
Aden and Abadan?
No, Aden and yes, and then look down a little bit and guess what else you'll find.
Socotra.
You'll also
And
find
Karachi.
Cape. I was more referring to the Cape of Good Hope, which is also
Cape Town.
not very far off. And Cape Town is, Those mean that he can actually just easily supply it off the map. The reason why Australia is generally easier is because it is much harder to actually resupply it, and all of your resupplies are much easier to be interdicted. Meanwhile, his forces from Aden and other off-map places are much easier able to arrive and just cause problems.
Okay, you make another good point. Yeah, sure.
The main issue, obviously, with actually taking Australia is that you have to use the Navy, which is basically the only real problem.
Right.
Basically, one is a logistical problem, the other is an enemy problem. One, you have to deal with a lot of enemies, the other, you have to deal with your own logistics, and yeah. It is still possible to completely take Australia and basically just take all the forces there, and if you pull it off, that's a lot of industry.
True.
The issue is mainly the garrison requirements, because Australian citizens will not be taking too kindly to Japanese troops.
Isn't the AV requirement in some places 300 plus or something like that?
The real issue is the AV requirements to actually maintain that industry. But once you've taken over Australia, at that point, you basically just want to either focus on taking a good chunk of India and also building up massive defenses along the Royal Road, and also along I would like to call it, the first Australian Wall, which is New Caledonia and so on.
Right.
Your goals after you have basically finished it, you're advancing, at least in terms of naval advancement, is to basically make it so that your walls of defense are extremely difficult to crack.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And that's not a bad thing. Not at all.
I do expect some kind of response over at Guadalcanal and Tulagi, so I've got 2 heavy cruisers and 2 destroyers kind of keeping watch over here. Got a light cruiser and 2 destroyers right here. And what
Random
was...
important question, top pilots. Because, let's be honest, top pilots are fun.
I know there's a spot.
It's in the info thingy. Fifth
The
button
I-
to the right.
It's the I button.
Yeah.
The one next to the Japanese flag or the Allied flag, well, it's done, I guess.
Pilot replacements?
Yes.
It's
Intelligence report, and then go to list top pilots. The top.
It's not
Yep.
pilot replacements, it's top pilots. It literally just says top pilots, so it's not part of the pilot.
I do have 2 aces, both from the Soryu.
That is not bad. They're good pilots, too.
Yes. They are
Nice.
kind of tired, though.
Here's basically what I generally do with fatigue. If it's above 20, if the majority of pilots are above 20 fatigue, try and give them some rest. I genuinely like keeping my fatigue extremely low. And you should actually try and give them some time to rest, so that way they don't get into the 40s or 50s, because it really impacts their actual performance.
Okay.
And
best
a lot
pilot-
of deaths.
Yes, and considering you're going to be on the offensive for the next foreseeable future, you will want to keep your pilot casualties as low as possible, because of the obvious fact that if they go down over enemy territory, chances are they will go MIA or KIA rather than anything else. Also, very important thing to be careful about, notice how all of your aircraft carriers are in red in terms of their endurance.
Yeah, it's because I went full speed for a turn, and I've been
You're going
around.
to want to give them some sort of fuel, or at least to rebase them someplace closer.
Oh yeah.
As fuel.
Let's see. They are following Task Force 81, which will take them to Truck to repair a little bit of the minor damage that they sustained.
There's an important thing if you click on the ship, the task force, you'll notice how there's a thing on the top right, or the top left. Click on the task force, and you'll notice how it says the moves, and it'll show like the that thing.
Yes.
The number on the left is the number in red on the left is the maximum amount they can go without running out of fuel, and then the one on the right is how far they have to go to actually get back either to their home base or to where they're going, or to basically their home base from where they're going.
Okay, I think I need to change from truck to Babel Dab.
The reason I point this out is because you know what happens if you run out of fuel at sea?
You move only 1 hex per day.
And you know what else happens? All ships without fuel take 10 system damage, or ton.
Oh, shit.
Which then builds up to not only time that is required to be under repair, but also, because if it gets bad enough, it'll cause flooding. And
eventually sinking ships.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that little cruiser mine layer is a perfect example of why you don't do that. As you can see, it's already at 10 system damage, and it's just going to keep creeping up.
Well, I think this also took damage from the Adelaide.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter really. It's out of fuel. You're going to need to get them the actual oil, or else they're going to just sink either way. Anyway, I'm glad I'm actually being of help for once.
Hey, you're fine, man.
Yeah, it's just I've not been able to be on there before, which has obviously caused some problems. Oh, you actually split Kido Batai up?
Hold on 1 second. So if I merge this with this, they'll share fuel?
There's a specific button for refuel, which is probably more efficient in this case. Although, considering the fact that, let's be honest, you want an oil task force, not just a random cruiser task force.
Right.
Or destroyer task force. Actually, yeah, do not do it with destroyers. They'll just give all their fuel and then sink themselves. The destroyers should just return home and you get an actual oiler. Or a heavy cruiser, either works. Or a light cruiser, just something with long range and endurance, unlike destroyers.
Things that can handle a lot of fuel.
Yes. So, look at the Terrier task force.
Okay, hold on.
Would be so kind.
Well, no, I'm not doing that one.
You actually split up Kido Batai. Interesting.
It's because Kaga is slower than the others.
I was gonna say, I can understand considering Kaga, but you know what the one advantage Kaga has over all the other carriers?
The secondaries?
Armor.
Unless you manage to get the Shinano and are using a mod that actually makes Shinano worth a damn, she's the most durable carrier in the game. For the Japanese. If you actually have a mod that gives Shinano an actual decent air complement, then Shinano's the best. And, you know, there's obviously some bias with me saying Shinano's the best, but, you know.
Yeah, if Shinano gets 100 carrier aircraft that she can use, then Shinano is just OP for the Japanese at least. Compared to only the midweight would be better.
Honestly, even if you just give them 90 like most Japanese carriers have, they're still pretty good. And even then, midways are good just by the pure strike power they have. If you actually remove if you just ignore the fact that, you know, that strike thing, they don't have anywhere near as good armor. You can obviously more easily sink a midway than you can a Shinano. At least, provided the damage control is equal, because let's be honest, it really wasn't in real life.
True.
Yeah. I would try to send the escort ships for those landing ships to intercept a bit.
Oh, by the way, you want to
Those
know
kinds of
what
ships.
advice? Have you actually set up your submarines in the death triangle setup?
Yes, but only over here.
You should set up the death triangle in near Hawaii. You should also try and keep a distance of about at least. You should also try and keep a distance of at least 5 hexes away from Pearl Harbor, just on the virtue of the fact that anti-submarine warfare from the air is a
Good.
pain.
Okay.
Most carrier bombers have a anti-submarine warfare range of 4. Some have a range of 5, though those are more later war, or with drop tanks.
Okay.
So yeah.
And wait, ASW, that's usually the extended range drop thingy, right? To load.
The load is generally considered the load that basically ASW patrol cuts the range in half. If you have a range with the Catalina, for example, let's just say a plane has a range of 20 hexes. If you put them on anti-submarine warfare, they'll have a range of 10 hexes.
Okay.
This goes for both sides, and obviously, it should go without saying, dive bombers are much better at anti-submarine warfare and actually landing hits than a twin-engined bomber scout aircraft.
For the Japanese in the beginning, I think the KI-48 is pretty much the best you have. So yeah, for this turn, I would advise you to really look at things and prepare everything, and maybe just wait a couple of days if you can to just get everything right.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
So you can make your spreadsheets and stuff on the R&D, on what you want, and yeah, planning out which divisions you are going to use where. But that can be a bit much for some.
Okay. Well, gosh, I think on all of that advice, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream so that I can start doing my research and planning. I've got a lot of useful information to take in and process.
Also, did you get access now to the Admiral Deadman PBEM channels?
Let's see.
Should be channels just about. Yeah. Okay. Good. So look at the pinned comments. You should see quite a lot of pictures.
Ooh, yes. Good shit. Good shit. All right. Okay. Yeah, I will go ahead and end the stream so that I can start work on the turn. Thank you guys very, very much for the help. I really appreciate it. I've been completely stupid this first week. And I look forward to not being stupid anymore.
You're just inexperienced, like I am.
Alright, and those watching on YouTube after this stream, go ahead and leave your own comments. Feedback is always appreciated. And I will see everybody next time.
I hope my limited help was actually helpful for once.
Yes,